Hey guys, and welcome to Willow's Wick Candles. My name is Marie. I have been making handmade eco-friendly soy candles for quite some time now. I wanted to kick things off with showing you how I make a beginner-friendly soy candle right from the comfort of my own home. Let's get started. First, we're going to need a digital scale that reads in grams, a wax melter or wax warmer. For the wax, we're using 100% natural soy. We'll also need our wicks and wick stickers. Our container we'll be using today is a 16-ounce glass mason jar. The fragrance oil we're using is Atlantis from Willow's Wick Candles. To keep the wick centered while our candle cures, we'll be using these wick holders. A second pour pot with a thermometer. Also going to need a small measuring cup. We're going to need a notebook. Keeping track of details like temperatures, wax type, jar type, different fragrance oils, and custom fragrance recipes will help make each candle that perfect candle. First, we'll need to measure out 397 grams of wax. Since the bowl itself has weight, we need to make sure that it doesn't affect our measurements. Next, we'll press the tare button to reset the scale to 0. Slowly add our soy wax until we reach exactly 397 grams. And that's it. Now we have the perfect amount of wax measured out. We're ready to move on to the next step, melting it down for our candle. We'll start by adding our 397 grams of soy wax into our wax melter. Next, we'll set the temperature to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. While we are waiting for our wax to fully melt, let's take this time to measure out our fragrance oil. Just like we did with the wax, we'll place the measuring cup on the scale, note its weight, then press the tare button to reset it back to 0. Carefully pour 40 grams of fragrance oil into the cup. It's important to measure precisely to achieve the perfect scent throw in our candles. Once the wax reaches 200 degrees and is fully melted, let the wax cool down to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. We can then add our 40 grams of fragrance oil. Take our wooden spatula and we're going to stir the fragrance oil into the wax for no less than 2 minutes. Stirring the fragrance oil and wax for 2 minutes helps the fragrance bind and blend well with the wax. After we stir our fragrance and wax for 2 minutes, we're going to let the wax sit and cool down for its final temperature of 103 degrees. Let's prep our 16-ounce jar for pouring. We'll clean the inside of the jar with rubbing alcohol. Now let's grab our wicks and our wick stickers. Since we're using 2 wicks, we'll attach the wick stickers to the bottom of each wick. We're going to then carefully place the wicks inside the jar, pressing them firmly to the center with a small space in between each wick. To keep our wicks in place, we'll use wick holders at the top of the jar. This will keep them centered and secure while our candle cures. Now that our jar is prepared, we're ready for the next step, pouring the wax into the jar. Our wax has fully cooled down to 103 degrees. It's time to pour it in our candle jar. Slowly but carefully, pour the wax into our prepared jar. Once the wax is in the jar, we'll leave it at least 24 hours. Now that our candle has sat for at least 24 hours, it's time for the next step, trimming the wicks. First, we're going to carefully remove the wicks from the wick holder, making sure not to disturb the smooth surface of our candle. Next, we'll grab our wick cutters and trim each wick down to about 1/4 of an inch. Keeping the wick at this length helps ensure a clean, even burn and prevents excessive soot or large flames. Here's a pro tip. To ensure you get the best hot throw for your candle, I would suggest putting the lid on your candle and curing it for an additional week before burning. Now that our candle is fully cured and the wicks are trimmed, it's time to add the finishing touches, our labels. First label we'll apply is the warning label. This is going to go the bottom of the jar. This label includes important safety information to ensure proper candle use. We'll place our fragrance blend label inside the lid. This adds a nice touch by giving insight into the unique scent blend of their candle. For the front label, we're going to carefully apply it to the jar, making sure it's centered on the front of the candle. This label features the scent title and our Willow's Wick Candles logo, giving our candle a polished, professional look. Now we'll add the back label. This is going to go right on the back of the jar. This label includes all of our branding information along with our QR codes to visit our website at willowswickcandles.com. It also gives you the option to follow us on Facebook. The next thing I'm going to add is our signature bow. Place our embellishment right to the label on the front of our jar. With all of our 4 labels in place, our candle is now complete, beautifully scented, and professionally branded. Now all that's left to do is light it, sit back, and enjoy the warm glow and amazing fragrance of Willow's Wick Candle, Atlantis. Here's an important pro tip to keep in mind. Always test your candles. Testing is crucial to ensure your candle performs at its best. Even the smallest change to your process can impact the way your candle burns. Be sure to test whenever you make a change, whether it's switching your wax type, jar style, fragrance, or even your wick size. Each adjustment can affect burn quality, scent throw, and your overall performance. By testing, you can ensure your candle burns properly, your fragrance holds up, and your customers get the best experience possible. So remember, test, refine, and perfect your candles every step of the way. I'm Marie, and this is Willow's Wick Candles. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.